The night sky above planet Vera was broken by red storms. Cold wind moved across the dead land like a warning. No trees grew there, no rivers flowed there. Only dust, broken metal, and old ruins covered the ground. Far away, something small moved between the rocks. She was thin, weak, and shaking. The alien girl had no home. She had no clothes, only torn pieces of old fabric wrapped around her body. Her silver skin was covered in dirt. Her long white hair was tangled by wind and ash. Her glowing blue eyes looked around with fear. She had been running for days. She did not know where to go anymore. Behind her, lights appeared in the darkness. Hunters. They were not soldiers. They were worse. They came to lost worlds and searched for weak creatures to sell. They laughed when others cried. They called it business. The girl tried to run faster, but her legs failed. She fell hard into the dust.
Get down!
The lights grew closer. One hunter jumped down from a black machine and grabbed her arm. She screamed and kicked, but she was too weak. Another hunter pulled out chains. "She is worth more alive," he said. The girl looked at the sky. No one was coming. Then a loud sound cut through the storm. Boom! A flash of fire hit the black machine. It exploded into burning pieces. The hunters turned in shock. Another shot came from the ridge above. Boom! One hunter fell. The last two raised their weapons, but they never fired. A dark figure moved through the smoke faster than their eyes could follow. In seconds, both men were on the ground. Silence returned. Heavy boots stepped across the dust. The girl looked up. A human stood before her. He wore black armor marked with deep scratches. A long coat moved in the wind behind him. A metal rifle rested in his hand.
Come on,
His
Lyra,
face
we're
looked
almost
tired,
there.
but
Keep
his
moving.
eyes were calm.
I can't, Ethan.
He was not smiling.
Can't.
He was not afraid. He looked at the chains beside her, then at the dead hunters. Slowly, he knelt in front of her. The girl tried to move back. Every stranger had brought pain. Every hand had taken something.
Get
The
inside
human
quick.
did not touch her. He removed his coat and placed it around her shoulders. It was warm. She froze. Warmth was something she had almost forgotten. Then he spoke in a soft voice.
Power core engaging.
"Stay with me
All
forever."
systems green. Get
She did
inside,
not
Lyra.
understand every
Move.
word, but she understood the feeling. Kindness. Her eyes filled with tears she had held back for too long. The human stood and offered his hand. She stared at it. The hand could hurt. A hand could save. The storm grew louder. More lights appeared in the distance. More hunters were coming. The human looked toward them, then back at her. "We need to move." For a long second,
Go,
she did
Lyra,
nothing.
Get inside!
Then, slowly, with shaking fingers, she placed her hand in his. He pulled her up gently. They ran across the broken land together. The girl could barely keep up, but the human stayed beside her. When she slipped, he caught her. When she slowed, he waited. They reached a hidden cave between giant rocks. Inside was a small ship covered with dust nets and broken metal parts. The girl stopped. A ship. Real. The human touched a panel. Blue lights came alive across the walls. Engines hummed softly. He had been hiding here. He led her inside. The ship was small but clean. Blankets, food packs, tools,
Hand
and
over
maps
the girl
covered the
now,
room.
Or this is
It
where
did not
you
look
die.
rich.
We know she's here.
It looked safe. The girl stood near the door, still unsure. The human opened a food pack and placed it on the table. Then he stepped back to give her space. She moved slowly, then grabbed the food and ate like someone afraid it would disappear. He watched quietly. No questions, no orders, no chains. After eating, her body became weak again. The fear, the running, the cold, it all returned at once. She fell sideways. Before she hit the floor, the human caught her. He lifted her carefully and placed her on a bed near the wall. Then he covered her with another blanket. She looked at him through tired eyes. Why was he helping her? Who was he? Why had he come to this dead world? The human turned toward the control screen. His calm face changed. Red warning symbols flashed across the ship. 3 enemy ships had entered the area. They were scanning for life. They were searching for her. The human slowly picked up his rifle. Outside, engines roared in the storm. Inside, the girl whispered one word for the first time in years. Please. The human looked back at her and answered with only 2 words.
We're almost ready.
I'm here.
Don't worry, I've
The small
got you.
ship shook as enemy engines thundered outside. Red warning lights flashed across the walls again and again. Cold alarms filled the room. The alien girl sat up on the bed, holding the blanket tightly around herself. Fear returned to her eyes. The human stood near the control panel, watching 3 bright marks move across the screen. They were closing in. He stayed calm. That made no sense to her. Every creature she had ever met became afraid when hunters came near. They begged, ran, or betrayed others to survive. But this human did none of those things. His breathing stayed slow. His hands did not shake. He checked his rifle, then turned to her. There is a hidden room behind that wall, he said. Go there. Stay silent. She understood only some words, but he pointed clearly. A section of the ship opened. A narrow space waited behind it. She did not move. If she hid, he would face them alone. The human noticed her fear. He stepped closer, then slowly placed a hand over his heart. Trust me. It was the second thing he gave her after warmth. Trust. She looked at the hidden room, then back at him. Finally, she nodded and moved inside. The wall closed in front of her, leaving only a thin line to see through. Heavy footsteps landed outside. Metal hit metal. Someone was boarding the ship. The main door burst open. 3 armored hunters entered with weapons raised. Their helmets glowed green in the dark room. The leader laughed when he saw only one man. "Human," he said. "Give us the girl and we may leave you alive." The human said nothing. The leader took one more step. "That creature belongs to buyers far richer than you." Still no answer. The girl watched through the crack in the wall. Her hands trembled. Then the hunter lifted his weapon. He never fired. The human moved like lightning. One strike broke the leader's arm. A second move threw another hunter into the wall so hard the lights burst above him. The third fired wildly, but the human ducked low, grabbed the rifle, and turned it aside. The shot hit the ceiling. Sparks rained down. Seconds later, all 3 hunters were on the floor. The room became silent again. The hidden wall opened. The girl stepped out slowly, staring at the fallen men. She looked at the human with new eyes. He was not just kind. He was dangerous. The human dragged the hunters together and locked them inside a storage cell. Then he began pressing commands on the control panel. "We leave now," he said. The ship engines roared to life. Dust exploded outside as the small vessel rose from the cave and shot into the storm sky.
This is worse.
Enemy ships turned at once and began pursuit. The girl nearly fell as the ship moved sharply. The human caught her again with one hand while steering with the other. Below them, red lightning crossed the clouds. Behind them, enemy fire flashed. The human pushed the ship harder. Warning alarms screamed. "This ship is old," he said quietly. "But old things can still bite." He smiled for the first time. It was small, but real. The girl did not understand why, but that smile made her less afraid. A missile locked onto them. The control screen turned red. The human hit a switch. The ship dropped suddenly between two giant stone cliffs rising from the planet's surface. Fire passed above them and exploded against the rocks. The enemy ships followed. That was their mistake. The human guided the ship through a narrow canyon filled with broken towers from an ancient city. Metal walls and ruined bridges rushed past at deadly speed. One enemy ship crashed against a tower. Another lost control and spun into the canyon wall. The last ship escaped upward, damaged but alive. For now. The human flew into the clouds and set the ship on silent mode. Engines dimmed. The room became still. The danger had passed. The girl looked at him with wide eyes. No one had ever fought for her. No one had ever risked death for her. She stepped closer, unsure what to do. Then she gently touched the sleeve of his coat. He looked down. She pointed to herself. "Lyra," she whispered. It was her name. The first gift she could give him. The human nodded once. "Lyra." Then he pointed to himself. "Ethan." She repeated it softly. "Ethan."
The alarms are critical, Ethan.
For the first time in many years, she smiled. A weak smile, a small smile. But it changed the room.
Scraping the hull.
Ethan opened a storage box and pulled out clean clothes made from soft ship fabric. He placed them beside her and turned away to give privacy. Lyra stared at the clothes as if they were treasure. Warmth, food, safety. A name spoken kindly. She had lost everything. Yet in one night, a human stranger had given her more than the galaxy ever had. But as Ethan studied the stars ahead, his face grew serious again. A symbol had appeared on the radar, a military signal. Someone else was coming, and this new arrival was far more dangerous than hunters. The ship drifted in silence between broken moons and dark stars. Inside, no one spoke. Lyra sat near the window, now wearing the clean clothes Ethan had given her. The fabric felt strange on her skin, soft and warm. She kept touching the sleeve as if it might disappear. Across the room, Ethan watched the radar screen. The military signal was getting closer. It moved in a straight line. No fear, no hesitation, only purpose.
It's still growing.
That was worse than hunters. Hunters wanted money. Soldiers wanted orders completed. Lyra noticed the change in his face. His calm eyes had become hard again. She stepped closer. "Bad?" she asked in broken basic language. Ethan looked at her, then nodded once.
We have seconds.
"Yes." "Very bad." He enlarged the signal. A silver warship appeared on the screen, long, sharp, and fast. Its symbol glowed like a blade. Lyra's breath stopped. She knew that mark. The Orion Dominion, the empire that had taken her people. Years ago, their ships came to her world with promises of peace. Then cities burned. Families vanished. Children were tested in labs. Survivors were sold or scattered across the galaxy. Lyra stepped backward in fear. No. Ethan understood enough. "You know them." Tears filled her eyes. She pointed at the symbol with a shaking hand. "They take all." For a moment, Ethan said nothing. Then he turned off the main lights and switched the ship into shadow mode. We stay hidden. A small ship drifted behind the remains of a dead satellite. Metal debris floated around them like graves in space. Outside, the silver warship grew larger. Its search beams moved across the darkness, slowly, patiently. Lyra's heartbeat pounded in her ears. She had hidden before, hidden under ruins, hidden in cages, hidden while others screamed. But this felt different. Now she was not alone. The warship passed above them. For 1 second, it seemed they were safe. Then every alarm on Ethan's ship exploded. Red lights flashed. A cold machine voice spoke. Life scan detected. Tracking lock confirmed. Lyra froze. Ethan cursed under his breath and grabbed the controls. They found us. The silver warship turned instantly. Its front cannons charged with blue light. Ethan slammed power into the engines. The small ship shot forward just as plasma fire tore through the space where they had been. The blast shook everything. Panels burst with sparks. Lyra fell, but Ethan caught her arm and pulled her into a seat. Strap in. She obeyed quickly. The chase began. The small ship raced through fields of floating wreckage from an old battle. Broken engines, shattered wings, and dead machines spun in silence. Behind them, the warship moved like a predator. Precise, fast, relentless. Ethan guided the ship through impossible gaps. A giant metal ring spun ahead. He flew through its center with inches to spare. The warship followed. Too large. Its side slammed into the ring, sending fire across its armor, but it did not stop. It still comes, Lyra whispered. Ethan gave a dry smile. Then we teach it patience. He turned sharply toward a dark asteroid belt. Huge rocks drifted like mountains in space. One wrong move meant death. Lyra gripped her seat. The ship entered the belt. Stone thundered past the windows. Ethan twisted, dropped, climbed, and rolled through the moving maze. Enemy fire shattered asteroids behind them. The warship tried to match every move. Too proud, too aggressive. A massive rock appeared ahead. At the last second, Ethan cut engines. The small ship dropped under it. The warship fired forward and hit the asteroid instead. The explosion lit the stars. When the fire cleared, the silver ship emerged, damaged but alive. Lyra stared in disbelief. How? Ethan's smile vanished. Military shields. The radar suddenly changed again. A boarding signal. The warship had launched attack drones. Small black dots rushed toward them. Ethan checked ammo levels. Low. Engine power. Low. Fuel? Very low. For the first time, Lyra saw something dangerous in his eyes. Not fear. Calculation. He was running out of choices. The first drone attached to the hull with a loud clang. Then another. Metal claws began cutting through the ship's outer door. Lyra backed away. No. Ethan handed her a small tool blade. If they enter, stay behind me. She stared at the blade. Her hands shook. He lowered his voice. You are not weak, Lyra.
It's over, Lyra.
No one had ever said those words to her. Another explosion hit the hull. The door bent inward. Smoke filled the room. The claws cut deeper.
Easy, Lyra.
Then,
Try to breathe.
something happened. The blue marks on Lyra's skin began to glow. She looked down in shock. The light spread across her arms like living stars. The ship's systems flickered. Screens changed by themselves. The drones outside suddenly stopped moving. Ethan turned toward her slowly. What are you? Lyra did not know. She had hidden those marks all her life. She thought they were a curse. Now the room hummed with power. Outside, the enemy drones powered down and drifted dead in space. Even the warship paused. Its captain had seen the energy reading. And now, they wanted her more than ever. On the main screen, a message appeared from the silver warship.
Hurry it up,
Surrender the girl, human.
Almost done.
She is not an
Disconnecting
orphan.
now.
She is the
Heavy
key.
fire.
The message
Let us
stayed on
launch.
the screen like a threat. She is the key.
Thrusters now.
Lyra
Defensive
could not
turrets
breathe.
active.
The blue light on her skin slowly faded, but the fear inside her only grew stronger. She stepped back until her shoulders
open,
touched the
Commander.
wall. Her eyes
Engaging
stayed
main
locked on the
thrusters.
glowing words.
Reroute auxiliary
Key
power
to
to
what?
the shields now.
She had no
Full
answers.
capacity, but
Ethan erased the
no
message and turned toward her. Did you know about this? Lyra shook her head
Pattern
quickly.
Delta.
No,
Lyra,
I know nothing.
track those fighters.
Her voice was weak but
Incoming
honest.
missile lock.
Ethan
Launching
believed her.
decoys.
He had seen lies before. They moved fast, hid in the eyes, changed
We
with
got
fear. Lyra carried confusion, not deception. The ship shook again as the silver warship fired another warning shot across their path.
They're
They were
flanking
done
us.
waiting.
Crossfire in 3.
Ethan moved to the controls. Then we find answers before they take you. He pushed the engines hard. The small ship shot away from the asteroid field and entered a tunnel of stars. The warship followed at once.
Can you feel
Lyra
the
watched the
destination
radar.
somehow, Lyra?
Where go? To someone who hates the Dominion more than I do. That answer did not comfort her. Hours passed in silence. The ship crossed empty space, dark nebula clouds, and fields of frozen debris.
Gaining.
Ethan repaired broken wires with one hand while steering with the other.
Lyra, how much
Lyra
further?
sat nearby watching him.
To the gap. Hang on.
He never wasted motion. He never complained. Even tired, he moved with purpose. Finally, a hidden moon appeared ahead. It was small, gray, and almost invisible inside a ring of dust. No lights, no cities, no signals. Perfect place to hide. Ethan guided the ship into a narrow canyon and landed inside a cave sealed by metal doors. As the engines died, Lyra heard something strange. Music. Soft music from deep inside the rock. The cave doors opened. Old defense cannons turned to face the ship. Then a voice boomed through speakers. You are late, human. A large machine rolled from the shadows. It was taller than Ethan, built from old war metal and covered in tools, wires, and paint marks. One eye glowed yellow. The other blinked red. Lyra gasped and hid behind Ethan. The machine looked at her. Oh, you brought trouble. Ethan finally relaxed a little. Good to see you too, Brack. The robot snorted through a steam vent. If soldiers followed you here, I will recycle your bones into furniture.
Thank you.
Lyra
Really?
blinked. Robot, funny? Brack looked offended. I am not funny. I am respected. Ethan almost smiled. For the first time since the chase began, the room felt lighter. They moved deeper into the base. Inside were work tables, weapons, engines, maps, and screens built from stolen military tech. Brack was no simple machine. He was a genius engineer. Lyra stared at everything. Brack scanned her with a blue beam. His eye widened. Well, that is impossible. Ethan crossed his arms. Tell me. Brack projected ancient symbols into the air. Star maps, bloodlines, lost worlds.
The energy signature is unprecedented.
She is not
No
random,
modern technology
Brack said.
matches these readings.
She belongs to the Alari line. Lyra had never heard those words. Brack continued. Thousands of years ago, the Alari could control living energy. They powered gates between worlds, healed cities, and shut down entire fleets. Then, empires hunted them to extinction. He looked at Lyra. Almost extinction. The room went silent. Lyra stepped back. No,
The energy readings
I am
are
nothing.
extraordinary. Ethan.
Brack's voice
This
softened.
technology predates
That
known
is what they
civilization
wanted
by
you to
millennia.
believe. Ethan looked at the old symbols. And the key? Brack changed the image. A giant hidden structure appeared beneath stars.
Lyra,
The Star Vault. A locked station older than every empire alive today. It contains technology beyond warships,
Finally know
beyond
who I
weapons, beyond governments. Lyra whispered.
last,
And me?
you
Brack's
have
eye dimmed.
returned.
Only Alari blood can open it. The truth hit like a storm. She had been hunted, sold, chased, and broken not because she was worthless, but because she was priceless.
No human has
Outside,
ever
alarms
entered this
screamed.
sanctuary
Brack turned
before.
sharply. They found us. The canyon cameras lit up. Silver dropships filled the sky above the moon. Dominion soldiers poured into the canyon with heavy weapons. Ethan grabbed his rifle. Brack opened hidden walls filled with guns and drones.
Fear of
Lyra stood frozen.
drove
This
empires
war
to hunt
was
them
because of
nearly
her.
to extinction.
Ethan looked directly at her.
You
No,
were hidden as a
This war
child and sent
is
far
because they
away
never
so
stopped
one
taking.
survivor might someday
he pointed toward a
return.
tunnel behind the workshop. There is another ship. Brack will take you. What about you? She asked.
Destroy them.
He loaded fresh rounds into his rifle. I'll slow them down. No! The word came from her faster than thought. She surprised herself. Ethan paused. Lyra's eyes filled with tears. Everyone left. Everyone vanished. She could not lose the first person who stayed. Brack grabbed her shoulder gently with a metal hand. If he says run,
Are the
you run. Explosions shook the base. The outer doors cracked. Smoke rushed inside. Dominion troops were entering. Ethan stepped toward the fire and chaos without hesitation. Lyra reached for him, but he was already moving. The first soldiers came through the broken gate. Then the cave flashed with gunfire. Brack pulled Lyra into the tunnel as battle thundered behind them. She heard Ethan fighting, heard metal breaking, heard soldiers shouting. Then one final sound stopped her heart. Ethan's voice over the comm system. Lyra, do not let them use you. The signal cut. Darkness filled the tunnel. And for the first time, the power in her skin returned, not as light, but as rage. Darkness filled the escape tunnel. Smoke rolled through the metal walls. Far behind them, the sound of battle shook the ground again and again. Each blast felt like a hammer inside Lyra's chest. Ethan was still back there.
Lyra,
Or maybe he was not.
remember who you are.
Brack pulled open a heavy door at the end of the tunnel. Behind it waited a hidden ship, small and fast, built for escape. Its engines were already warming. Inside, Brack said. Lyra did not
look at
move.
me. Are you
Her hands
okay?
were glowing again. Blue lines of energy crossed her arms, brighter than before.
Down.
The air around her began to hum. Loose tools on the floor started to rise. Brack's yellow eye narrowed. Control it! I can't! Another explosion hit the tunnel ceiling. Dust fell around them. Brack pointed toward the ship. Then choose. Run now, or lose
Your energy
everything.
levels are critical, Ethan.
Lose
The
everything.
markings are fading.
Those words
We're
cut
almost there,
deeper than
Lyra.
fear.
Just hold on.
All her life, Lyra had run. She ran from cages. She ran from hunters. She ran from pain. Every time she ran, something was taken from her. Home,
Dominion
name,
fleets across
hope.
the system are disabled
And
and
now,
retreating under scattered
Ethan.
fire from surviving defense.
She slowly
satellites.
looked back toward the battle.
Lyra remain unconscious?
Then she made her choice. No more running. Before Brack could answer, Lyra turned and ran toward the fire. The robot cursed in 3 languages and followed her. They reached the main chamber. It was half destroyed. Broken walls burned. Sparks rained from the ceiling. Dominion soldiers lay across the floor beside shattered drones and twisted metal. At the center of the room, Ethan was on one knee. His rifle was empty. His armor was cracked. 3 elite soldiers surrounded him while a tall Dominion commander stood behind them in silver armor. The commander held a blade of blue plasma near Ethan's throat.
This battle
You
is
fought
over.
well, human,
Because of
the
your
commander said.
courage.
Now, watch her surrender. Ethan looked up and saw Lyra. His face changed. Not relief. Worry. Go back, he shouted. The commander
The vault
smiled.
can remain hidden,
Too late.
or it can
He turned
reopen
toward
old
Lyra.
networks to help
Come
rebuild
willingly,
worlds damaged
and he
by war.
lives.
Vault.
Lyra froze.
Begin restoration.
This was how
protocols
monsters
across
always
nearby
won.
Systems.
They used love. They used fear. They made good people kneel. The blue light on her skin spread across her neck and face. The chamber lights flickered wildly. The commander stepped back.
Why
Yes.
did you save me on the dead world?
That
when
power
no one else
belongs
would?
to us.
Leaving you behind.
Lyra
was
lifted her
never an
eyes.
option.
No! The word shook the room. Energy burst from her body like a wave. The three elite soldiers flew backward into the walls. Their weapons melted. Screens exploded. Every Dominion device in the chamber died at once. The commander dropped to one knee, armor failing. Brack stared in shock. Impressive. Lyra walked forward slowly, surrounded by blue light.
Thank
She
you.
was no longer the lost
I
girl in the
promised to
dust.
use the vault to protect
She was
old
the
life,
last
never
Alari.
to rule it.
The commander tried to rise.
Be well, my child.
You think power makes you free? Empires will hunt you forever. Lyra stopped in front of him. Then she touched his armor. Its systems shut down completely. The silver suit became dead metal around his body. He collapsed helplessly.
I have a confirmed
She could have
distress
destroyed
signal
him.
of the primary anomaly.
Instead,
Acknowledged.
she stepped away.
Adjusting trajectory now.
No more chains,
careful out
she
there.
said. Ethan pushed himself to his feet. Blood ran from a cut above his eye, but he was smiling. Took you long enough. Lyra almost laughed through
Honestly,
tears.
Do they have to send
Brack
so many?
opened emergency channels across the base. Attention, surviving idiots. Enemy ships are losing power. Outside, the mountain shook.
Weapons hot.
Lyra's energy had reached the canyon above. Dominion dropships fell from the sky like stones. Cannons went silent. Engines died.
Vault network
The
fields
invasion
active.
was over.
Brace for impact.
Minutes later, the fires were controlled. The surviving soldiers were disarmed and locked away. Dawn rose over the hidden moon for the first time in years. Soft golden light entered the broken chamber. Lyra sat beside the cave entrance, watching the sky. Ethan joined her slowly and sat down with a groan. Everything hurts, he said. She looked at him. You stay. I stay, I
Do you
would.
miss the past you never
For a moment, neither spoke.
Pain
The stars
shaped
above
me,
seemed different now,
but it does not
wider.
own me anymore.
open.
Saving strangers
Brack rolled
has
over,
become
carrying a small
full-time
device.
profession.
Good news. I found the Star Vault location. Ethan
The
sighed.
synchronization is complete.
Of course you did.
Look, Ethan. It's working.
Brack turned to Lyra.
Rain
Bad
on the northern
news.
continent.
If that
You did
vault
it, Lyra.
exists, the whole galaxy
remember
will
what you
race to
chose.
find you.
I only chose
Lyra thought
not to
about
let
cages,
others suffer
hunters, warships, and fear. Then she
Where
thought
are we
about
heading
warmth,
next?
food, trust. A hand reaching through the storm. She looked at Ethan. What do we do now?
Abandoned places.
He stood
are
and
usually
offered his
abandoned
hand,
for
just as he
unpleasant
had on the
reasons.
dead world. This time, she did not hesitate. She took it. We choose our own story, he said. Brack made a loud mechanical noise.
Welcome
Wonderful.
back, Keeper Lyra.
Very emotional.
After centuries
Can
of
we
silence,
leave
your
before
return
more enemies
guides the
arrive?
future.
Lyra laughed for real this time. Together, they walked toward the ship, not as savior and victim, not as weapon and guard, but as family. The engines roared to life. The hidden moon grew smaller behind them. Ahead waited
Which
unknown
impossible
stars,
task are we solving
ancient
first?
secrets, and new battles. But Lyra was no longer homeless, no longer hopeless, and never alone again.